Well, what is going on? Happy Sunday afternoon, at least here on the East Coast. On the West Coast, it's still good morning for the likes of Ray, but we are back, and it's just the two of us this time, which is a little different than the first because we had Lee with us. And I was just telling you behind the scenes, I really don't know why I feel really bad now, but Lee, if you get on here, you're more than welcome to join us. I don't want you to feel left out. Hey Jeff, what's going on? Bruce, thank you for being here. I saw Tyler in there earlier.
Hey Jeff, what's going on?
Thank you guys.
Bruce.
Ray, how are you?
Man, I'm tired. I'm be honest. That's why I got this big, large cup of coffee. Been gaming, man. Right now it's such an awesome time to be a gamer, and no matter what platform you're on, it is awesome. So, right. Yeah.
I spent a good bit gaming this week myself. Lost Souls came out. I started that on Thursday.
Nice.
I'm absolutely in love with it.
Nice.
Definitely a fun little game to play.
I'm Wakanda forever.
There you go. You've been doing the Avengers.
Dude, I gotta get shout out to Anthony. I know he's a huge Marvel Avengers. Yep. This extra that they added onto it is simply amazing.
When he was doing his stream the other night, I jumped in and played. I'm like I don't know, level 12 or something. Like I think I just got Black Widow. But I had so much fun playing it. I wish I could carve out some more time to give it a go. So, hey, Lukey6, what's going on, man? Thanks for being here.
The rock star of Stadia, man. I call him the rock star of Stadia. He's amazing.
Jeff's mad that I'm not in the movie Free Guy. Well,
I am mad that the king of content at Ryzak was not in the Free Guy movie. Damn, Jeff.
I got to see that. I love Ryan Reynolds. So.
Amazing movie. I actually told my wife no, which we're gonna get into, guys, because you gotta stop.
I gotta hear that.
You gotta sit away from the gaming and then spend time with your loved ones and go out. And I'm glad I did. We saw it in the 3D box, and simply amazing. A tearjerker, man. It's a love story. It's action. It's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, I want to see it, so I'll be glad to hear your story later about you guys going out. Yeah. You guys that are in here, I typically don't do this, but feel free if you guys want to share this stream today. See if we can get some numbers come in here and have a really good conversation about some things that I know are important to me. I'm pretty sure they're important to Ray. And then
thank you for the invite, man. When you told me you wanted to do another one, I was like, "What? You want to do another one?"
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
I'm aboard. Cool.
You know, sometimes things happen. Sometimes things happen that inspire us to do content or play a game or have a conversation with somebody. And when we set this up a couple of weeks ago and we did it with Lee, there were some things that were going on in the community, and it wasn't the first time it happened. And so for me, it was like, all right, enough is enough. Let's just open the dialogue. Let's see if we can get people to have a conversation. I reached out to the two of you for reasons that are well known. You know, I love both you guys. I think that you're fantastic in what you do and just human beings in general. And we had a great conversation. One of the things that I wanted to be certain that I did during that show was to be brutally open and honest and be able to show people that you can kind of point the finger at yourself too, which is why I went into the No Yes Men. It's why I went into some of the things with that show that had gone on that I felt personally responsible for, because I always try to tell my kids to look from both sides of the glass. And I said that last time. You know, if you can see things one way, you need to be able to put yourself on the other side and see them the other way. Right. That's how you can come to a really good decision most times that will help. So I wanted to be able to be open. I am not perfect, as I don't believe anybody is. And if we can kind of talk about some of those flaws that we have, it'll help give us better solutions. So
I agree.
One of the things that I've noticed is that a lot of folks have a hard time when it gets to the popularity of things. And somebody that I was talking to in a DM, I kind of relayed this to as well. Sometimes we can get caught up in the acceptance of things, and instead of the self-respect part of it.
Right.
And if you can know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and you can have fun doing it for that reason, people will find you, and people will then, embrace you and join you and do those things. But it's expectation. We all expect so much so fast, just in life and everything. And I wanted to kind of mirror this topic today after something that happened to me in the past week. So we'll get into that. But I've quickly just wanted to go back to the last episode, see if you had any thoughts since then. What's the feedback been for you? What you've been what have you been doing since then with what we talked about?
Sure. Well, first of all, positive shout out to Ace on Cloud Extreme. He did give the show a shout out.
Yes.
A lot of people I saw on Twitter loved it. And once again, shout out to Lee, because he talked about some really deep personal things. And so for him to do that in public, big respect for him to do that. And
not easy.
No, it's not. But son's back in school. So you guys don't know, I'm like daddy mom. My wife's a nurse. She's an RN. If you guys don't know, COVID it's pretty bad, and the hospitals are getting filled up. And so I watch my son. My son has ADHD. He also has epilepsy and stuff like that. And so I take care of my son, make sure he's school. So he's back at school. So I drop him off, pick him up. But you guys also know I love the game. I love the game a lot. And then just interact with a lot of people in the community. So, but that's been, and then just trying to go out a little bit more with my wife. We still got to be safe. We wear our mask. We went to oh my God, we haven't been in the movies in years. So we went to the movie theaters, and there was only 3 families. One family was way in the front, one family was way over here, and we were on the other side. So there was nobody near us. And it was a good experience going out, having did that, going to the theaters. We really wanted to go on vacation. Yeah. But Hawaii is now a horrible. We wanted to go to Hawaii. Hawaii is like really, really bad right now. So yeah, just that. And then it's just watching the news, man. We got the wildfires. So we got the smoke. So I'm in Northern California, which is San Francisco, Oakland. Mm-hmm. But if you go up near like Tahoe and Clear Lake, that's where all the trees are burning up, on the Nevada and California, even in Washington State, Oregon, Colorado. So all that smoke is now coming over here. So you could actually stick your tongue out and taste the smoke. It is disgusting. So that's what I've been dealing with out here.
I feel so bad that this happens annually, multiple times annually.
We just it's sad. It's sad. It's really sad because
they got close to Los Angeles 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
It was right outside of Los Angeles.
Yeah. And now we're starting, if you guys notice, we're starting to go into hurricane season. You saw what happened to Haiti. You got a hurricane that's right now in New York going up the coast. Yep. So and my wife
hit us here in Raleigh last year.
And my wife, she asked me, what would you rather be in, an earthquake or a hurricane? I said, neither one.
What kind of question is that?
What kind of question is that? I've been in both. And the hurricanes, is, when my dad was in the military, we were stationed in Guam. Coconuts would fly off the tree, and they were like cannonballs with the wind. And my dad made me wear this army helmet, and I couldn't even. It was like covering my eyes. I was small, but it was crazy. And then I was in the World Series when the Oakland A's versus the San Francisco Giants. Mm-hmm. There was an earthquake. There was an 8 point something earthquake.
Was that an afternoon game or was it at night?
That was an
early start.
Early, yeah.
Because I feel like the news clips I remember seeing, it was during the day, it was still sunny out.
I was I think 15, and I worked at a golf course. My job was lining up the golf carts, and I remember seeing golfers why are they dancing on the field or what's going on? And then I feel the ground, and then I saw the electric poles and the trees, and I heard the ground was popping up, and I remember I was near the pro shop. Ray, get in the store. get in the store. And I ran into the store, and the pro manager of the shop's like, dude, I got to get you home, kid. But I can ride my bike. No, you're not riding your bike. He had a 5.0 Mustang. He shoved my bike in the back, drove me home. My mom was there, and she says, I'm sorry, your goldfish died.
Oh my God.
That was the
only thing to come home to.
He was in the bowl, and the bowl fell, and it cracked. And
oh my God.
That's the only thing, hey, I'd rather have the goldfish than my mom.
Sure.
And then my dad was on the bridge almost, man. He was on a business trip, but around that time, he would have been driving on the bridge that collapsed like pancakes. So yeah, that was crazy.
The only thing I can relate to being close to like that was 9/11, but just a completely different thing. I mean, that plane hitting the Pentagon was 13 miles from me. So
what? That is.
Yeah. My brother-in-law was driving around the highway there when it hit, so he didn't see the impact, but he could feel it.
My God.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nah,
so it's crazy.
My dad, he took me when I was a kid, and I remember just looking, and I was like, wow, and just to see that on the news, it's crazy.
It is. Well, I know that we talked a lot about the mental health last week.
Yes.
Just from the gamer, from the streamer, from the content creator standpoint. I wanted to angle this one a little bit differently this week and kind of get into the house. And this is how it kind of came to be. You actually don't know this yet because I didn't get to explain everything that I wanted to go.
I was wondering where you were going with this.
So you're gonna be you're gonna be in the dark a little bit, but you're gonna be able to help me out, which is excellent. Okay. So I go get my hair cut on Friday. Okay, it's the first time I've actually gone someplace to get my hair cut in about a year and a half. My wife has been cutting my hair. She's been doing the COVID cut thing. And for the most part, my wife has done an amazing job. Let me be honest. Okay. There's been a few hiccups here and there, but for the most part, my wife has done fantastic, both for me and for my son. So no complaints. We bought a $20 pair of clippers, and I've gotten like 14 haircuts. So, worth it, right? Worth it. Yeah. But I missed my barber. So my wife made my son and I appointments because school starts here on Monday. I wanted him to be fresh with that new first day due, Anyway, I go in and I sit down. My son goes first. I then get in the chair and I start talking. And my barber's name is Heidi. Okay. Heidi is very cool. Got a very cool personality to her. And she then proceeds to tell me that she just graduated college. Mm-hmm. Now, Heidi is almost 50. Okay. And the fact that she continued on with her education and went back to school and did everything, shout out to Heidi, very big kudos to her. But then I started talking to her about, what did you get your degree in? She said psychology. And I said, oh, what kind of psychology? I said, I'm intrigued to know because, some buddies and I, we did a conversation. We called it a quality conversation. And we did it all about kind of mental awareness and health, amongst gaming and streaming content creators. Hi, Unitrix. How are you?
What's up, Unitrix?
And Tyler. I didn't mean to not say hi to you. I don't think I did. Ray was talking about the Hurricanes. I was waiting for a joke to say the Carolina Hurricanes are the best hockey team. But he didn't give me the chance. So anyway, we started talking about that. And she then goes, oh, well, I got divorced because of video games. I said, really? Let's have a chat about it. Yeah. You know me, I'm always looking to have a chat about something that's affecting others. So she gets into the fact that her husband really just wanted to play video games instead of spending quality time with her. And that is the reason that they got divorced. The game in question was Fortnite. And Fortnite specifically,
Fortnite
it led to their divorce. Now that they're divorced, they're actually better friends than they were when they were married. So obviously, everybody's relationship is going to be different, and there's going to be a different effect on it, right? But we just talked about it a little bit, and she started talking about psychology with me, and video games are receptors, and all the flashes, and the interaction you have with the control. The storyline, the colors, everything about it. it really hits all of those brain receptors and creates an addiction, right? It creates an addiction that some people have a very hard time breaking from. And again, I feel like at this point, I need to make sure that I give the PSA again. I'm not a doctor. Ray's not a doctor. And anybody listening to this, please don't take this as truth, fact, or advice, because I am just going off of feeling and how things have impacted me and people I know. So not a doctor, just want to say that. But she starts talking about the addiction. Now, I've had this conversation with myself quite a bit. From what I do know about you, you've probably had that conversation at some point in your gaming, experience.
Even before marriage,
right?
Before, when I was dating, it was a problem.
For me, it's a problem because, I enjoy now creating content.
Yeah.
Which I never did before.
Yeah.
So now this is almost kind of started to push gaming out of the way. Sometimes I feel I'm doing this more than I am gaming. And with the schedules and the different shows that you want to do and the people that you meet and you want to do things with them, right? That now starts to take a little chunk of your time. But then you got to create the content, and sometimes you need the gaming for the content. So then you game extra, and it just adds more and more to it. So here lately, I've been thinking about this anyway. And so to have my barber sit there and start to have this conversation with me, I was fascinated, right? She's like, "Oh, let me know. I'll come on the show." Well, I couldn't work that out. I actually tried, but the schedules weren't gonna line up. But she got her psychology degree, so she's going to be off to helping people in like an HR setting. Nice. And that's what she's going to do. So that then brings me to you and I, and today's quality conversation. You just also said that, you've had that thought before marriage. Before the show, what people don't know is that you and I were talking about your wife, and your schedules are completely different. You're at a different phase in your life right now.
Yes.
If you could go back to when did you get married?
Well, let's just say me and Nicole got together in 2007. But we were, 2007. Okay,
so if you could go back to before that, because you've been gaming for a long time, if you could go back to those few years before that, what conversation would you have with yourself about what was going to be ahead of you?
Save your money. save. I did the collection that I have, the consoles, the money. Every time a new game came out, I had to have it. And back then, games. I remember when games was like $20, then $30, then $40, then $50, then $60. Now you got games that are like $100. Yeah. Consoles. I remember when consoles were like $200. Now they're damn near almost $600, between $500-$600, and then also all the streaming services and stuff like that. So, but back then, dude, when I was young, man, it was just games. Hey, Nate, what do you want to do? Dude, I want to go to the gaming store, and I used to, just buy a lot of games. I would sit for 2 hours roaming, like how some people go to a library and they're looking for books. I was looking for games, and I would buy stacks of games, and then I would
go like a flea market stack. Or did you go yard sailing?
All the above, man. All the above, man. I was like the crocodile hunter. Well, I was the game hunter, and because you had your actual retail stores, you had your mom and pop stores, and then you had Goodwill and the yard sales. I would go yard sales and stuff, but I would spend a lot of money on games and stuff. And then dating. Hey Ray, you want to go out to the movies? Yeah, I'm gaming that night. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, I came home after my haircut. Okay. And one of the things that she talked about with me, really stuck. And so I just did a quick Google search, video games and the effect that they have on relationships or something like that. And this article popped up first, and I dug into it, and I will with you here in a minute. But the one thing that she said to me that really, I don't want to say that it hit home, but I understood it because I've had that conversation with myself. Her husband, or ex-husband now, would rather have spent time playing video games than laying in bed with her.
Ooh.
And I want to just go ahead and say this publicly. I've been there,
bro.
I have done that.
I've done worse than that. I've done worse than that. I've done something worse than that.
Yep.
I would, take care of the biz and then cuddle with me, lay with me. I'm sorry, honey. I got some levels I got to get past. Jump out and
yeah. Hey, it hurts when you actually put it there like that.
Yeah.
And you really think about it and you try to put yourself in the other person's shoe, that whole looking from both sides of the glass thing.
Yeah.
It hurts. Because I could totally see myself getting upset with my wife. Like, you don't ever want to spend time with me and expect her to be there.
Right.
But then when she does the same thing to me, expect that, no, what I have to do is more important. So I've had that conversation with myself before, and I've gotten a lot better. Like really, really, really better.
I still have setbacks. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm a work in progress, folks. Yep. I'm a work in progress.
Yep. And the other thing that has changed since the beginning for us, at least, is that, we're both tired. Our kids are getting into that teenager phase. There's not a lot of alone time. There's, we have to really make it happen.
Right.
And so there's just an understanding now of, okay, you know what? This helps you. This helps me. I'm going to lay in bed, watch my TV shows. You do at the same time. Like right now, I'm doing this with you. My wife took my kids to go look for some shorts for my son for school. Part of my thought process is, I should be there with my son picking out clothes for school. Right. As a dad, I should be there with him. My wife knew that I wanted to do this, and she knows that this is important to me. And so she was like, look, I'm going to multitask here with you. I'm going to get this taken care of so that when we get back and your shows are over, we can hit dinner and enjoy the rest of the night. Like we've gotten to that level now. Right.
Right.
But there are times at night where I get so antsy inside. I'm like, oh my God, I want to get back into that game. I want to beat that level, or I just want to get back to it. And I find every way possible to do it when I've got an amazing woman right there that just wants my attention. So that's what Heidi was telling me at my haircut. Like I wanted to be wanted to be around. I wanted him to want to be around me. Right. I wanted him to care enough to know that he needed to put those games down and come hang out with me. And that didn't happen. He was more consumed with that. We realized it. We separated, whatever, So anyway, I pull up this article. I'm looking through. Number one, the picture, really.
It's a heart. It's a broken heart with game over.
Yeah. So you're saying that game over is broken. Like everybody's trolling me with game over, man. I can't get away from it. But anyway, are video games negatively affecting marriages?
Yes.
This is an old article. It's from 2019. Okay. Oops, let me preface that. So, over 2 years old, but I still feel like this resonates. This video game industry, 300 billion by the end of 2025. I have a feeling we're going to see it way faster than that.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. However, do gamers love their favorite RPG more than their significant other? I'm not going to get into all the details of the context here. I wanted to get down to this part here. Marriage and video games. Last year, highly publicized study by the company Divorce Online. I don't know how relatable all this stuff is. Found a correlation between divorce and their popular video game Fortnite. I found that completely interesting because she told me that Fortnite specifically was the game that ended their marriage, right? So anyway, when going through divorce petitions, they discovered at least 200 of the applications, or roughly 5%, literally had the word Fortnite listed as the reason for divorce.
Right. Well, that's funny because Fortnite has ruined my relationship with my son. Because me and my son, back in the day, we used to play. There was a game called Garden Warfare.
Yeah.
We used to play Call of Duty. We used to play Battlefield. We used to play games together. Now he is playing Fortnite with his friends, and I am just old dad with the cloud gaming.
Yeah. I tried to play Fortnite, and then I saw everybody building, and I just got away from it. But then my disdain for Fortnite came from all of the outfits.
Bro, he just hit me. Look, yesterday.
That's
the Mort. What was it? It was a Mort and Ricky, a Morty skin, and he was going back to his mom, going back to me, going back to his mother, back to me, and then said, "Screw it! All right, finally we gave in and we got it for him." And this was last night.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What that whole, in-game add-on currency. I mean, it's costumes. They don't even give you an advantage. They're aesthetic.
Nah, it's they also add. There's the emote dancing.
Yeah.
There's the pickaxe, whatever the hell the thing is. The gliders. I mean,
but it's all appearance. Nothing gives you an advantage. No, there's no stats for anything, right?
No.
So,
$20, folks. $20. And all it does is it gets added to the rest of the other skins. They don't ever get used again.
Yeah. No, not at all. And so that I could make a case here about how people say that if you buy your games digitally, they're not your games and this and that. Everybody that buys all that in-game currency, like, what is that doing for you? You've spent way more money than I have on video games on one game just to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Anyway, not here for that today, but I found it absolutely crazy that she said Fortnite, and then I read this. And I find it crazy that 5% of the divorce claims actually use that word. I find that to be a ridiculous stat. I don't know why, but poor Fortnite, man. I don't need
Fortnite
knock
made
them, but
billions of dollars, and it's not just. I mean, Jeff is a Fortnite player. He plays Fortnite. A lot of people do Fortnite. It's just not my game. But I love watching my son play it.
We go down here. There's another study, I guess, from the Journal of Leisure Research. They said that the husband was the gamer 73% of the time.
Of course.
Sorry, guys. We are. We're terrible. And then it says here that when they talk to the spouse, let me just get it here, 75% of women stated that they wish their husband would spend less time playing, more time being an active part of the relationship, and that the constant gaming usually led to arguments. So this one is tricky for me. And I'll just tell you for me personally, and then I'll let you
go for it.
Tell me how you are.
Do your thing.
My gaming doesn't stop at Stadia or Xbox or my computer. My Stadia goes to, or my gaming goes to my phone. And I'm a worse gamer with my phone than I am with my cloud console computer gaming because it's with me all the time. And then I find that I'll leave this one, and the first thing I'll do is pick up my phone. I'll slide it. I'll go to my next one. I'll work on my levels on that game while I'm going to walk to my wife when I get done with the stream. Or, I got to go to the bathroom. And so, that's like my sanctuary, man. Don't hate me. If you're not like me, that's cool. You don't have to be. But that's my sanctuary. That's where I get away from everybody. I might spend 45 minutes in there and keep my pants on. I can sit there and play my games. That's just me. But my phone is crazy, and then putting it down at the end of the night, So then you throw Twitter, you throw that I do all of my editing, creating. I do it all from my phone. So everything is on my phone. I'm recording clips on my phone. I'm doing everything on my phone. So my phone becomes an even bigger problem because I've got to wake up for work at 5:15 in the morning. I'm shutting my phone off at 1 at night. 4 hours of sleep isn't good for people. Okay. It's not good for people, especially then when you wake up and you roll over and the first thing you do is turn on your phone to see what notifications you have or which that's an addiction as well. And it goes along with all of this. So my gaming doesn't just stop there. It goes with me. We're at dinner. I'll pull out my phone. I'll be looking at some. My wife's like, hey, you're here with me. You're here with me right now. Can you put that away? Then I feel like a jerk, but the addiction part, it's become such a habit that I do it. I try to break myself of it. I had that talk with her at my haircut on Friday. Friday night, we did some things. I played some games when we got home. My wife was tired, so I gamed. And I woke up Saturday morning. I went to bed Friday night, and I said, I'm not doing anything tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be just a kind of off the grid day. I'm going to do what I need to do with my family, and we'll figure it out. I cut the grass this morning because there's some storms rolling in this afternoon. Did a bang up job on the yard. It's one of my best cuts
I
ever.
thought it was raining. You cut the grass during the rain?
No, it doesn't rain until like 3. But
okay. All right.
Yeah, I cut the grass, and again, it was a bang up job. My best one yet. I'm sure of it. As a guy, we get out there and
see. I'm so bad. I'm paying somebody to cut my grass.
That's okay.
Because I'm gaming.
No shame in your game, buddy. But when I see the other dads out there and they're all firing up their equipment, I gotta put on the sweatband, pull up the socks to my knees, get behind that push mower, and go. Where does your gaming stop? Or does
first of all, bro, there ain't no way in hell my wife would let me when we're out and I'm gaming on my phone. That first of all, that don't happen. Okay, my phone is in my pocket. All right. Now, what I will do is I love watching other content creators. So I'll probably, if we're at a dinner, I'll have my phone and I'll have it on a content creator's YouTube channel and try and watch him. Like Lee, he had his late show yesterday, and I had to wait for my son, and so I'm just sitting in the car and I'm like watching, his stream and everything. So that's something I do. But I don't game. And if you guys notice my streamings are late at night. There's a reason why I stream late, like 10 p.m. Because I used to stream in the morning. I used to stream during the day, and I can't because my wife and my son and everything. And so I like to do all my stuff. You can see me streaming probably from 10 till probably 3 in the morning. And then I'll probably, on a couple of the content creators like Stadia Pro, William, and Lee, I'll hop on some of their streams. I'll watch somebody during the day, but I don't really game. The only time I really honestly game is if I'm on somebody's, if I'm helping somebody out on a multiplayer game. But I don't play that much during the day, but I definitely do through the night, depending on the game. But as far as going out, no, no.
So does your son start school on Monday?
My son already started school.
They already started school. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you find that you were gaming more during the day now that he's gone back to school?
Just a little bit. Just honestly, here's one. At my age, I pass out, man, because I game at night. I pass out. Like I get.
You fall asleep on your stream?
Well, no. I used to. I've done that. I've drooled, dude. I've drooled. Like,
come on, Kevin, let's go get these firemen.
I watched the show, man, and people in the chat. This is back in my early days. They're like, dude, just slopping all over us. Dude, I had drool and I was snoring. It was so embarrassing.
What's the worst game you've ever fallen asleep during? Playing. You were playing the game and you fell asleep, and you probably shouldn't have fallen asleep playing it.
I was playing Monster Hunter World with 3 other guys, and my character was running into a tree, and they're like, Ray, and they could hear me snore, and they're like, oh my God, this guy just fell asleep, right? Ray, wake up, because Monster Hunter World, you have to join together to fight a giant monster, and everyone's got different weapons. And I'm sitting.
You were Lee Ray Jenkins.
Exactly. So
I fell asleep playing Rock Band.
How can you fall asleep playing Rock Band? Were you playing the drums?
Me and my friend were playing Rock Band multiplayer online. I was playing the guitar, and we got about a quarter way through the song, and I just we failed the song, and he was like, "What the hell happened?" Yeah. He called my wife, woke my wife up, and she came downstairs. She was like, "You dumbass, you fell asleep playing the game." I was like, "Oh yeah."
Shout out to Kevin though. Kevin, man. Even here's the thing. When my stream starts, I said, honey, can you make sure I'm up before 10 p.m. Pacific time because I got to stream. And my wife, man, sometimes she just wants to be she will let me sleep on and don't wake me up. So then my phone's going, Ray, it's like 10:15, man. Where you at? We're in the chat. I'm like, oh my God. And I gotta, and I've done that. There's times I missed the whole stream because I fell asleep, So I fell asleep in my chair. I fell asleep on my keyboard. I fell asleep with my game controller in my hand. It's crazy.
Do you feel like that's the addiction part of, or I'm saying addiction because that's the way that she pointed it out, right? But the obsessive part of gaming, like you can't just shut it off right there and just be moving on to the next day. Like you just got to keep going, right? I'm tired, but I gotta keep going.
Yeah. Bro, let me
I gotta finish this song. I gotta finish this level.
It is to the point now that health is an issue now.
Yeah.
Health is an issue because there was just right before summer, my feet were starting to swell up and like footballs. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I started feeling pain in my legs. And I'm like, what? I once fell asleep in the middle of a Rainbow Six Siege match. Yeah, that's when I shot you probably because that's
he also wakes up at like 3:30 in the morning to play with people too.
Bro, the people, shout out to the people out in the UK, man, because I'm like, whoa, isn't it like 3 in the morning where you're at? But shout out to Dave is always up. Mr. Paul. Holy cow.
Yep.
And then
Lee does the same thing. Lee jumped into mine Friday night. I was up playing something with Anthony. I forgot what the hell we were playing. We were playing all kinds of stuff. We were up till like 1 in the morning, and Lee jumped in and said hi.
I totally forgot. Ryzak, Lee did a Red Dead Redemption benefit for the homeless stream.
Yesterday?
No. This is a while back. He did a 24-hour stream. And so he had a group of us. Dude, we were all tired. And I stayed up.
Right. I remember that.
I stayed up. Bro,
pushing on Game Over.
After the stream, we were supposed to have an interview by Rock. And so if you see, they're in the whiskey bar. Mm-hmm. And my character is sitting, and Kevin's character is sitting next to me, and I'm slumped over. And so when you play Red Dead Online, your lips move when you talk. Well, I'm snoring. And I'm passed out. I must have laughed so hard. They sent the picture, they sent the clip of me passed out, man. And it took me 2 to 3 days to recover from that. I wasn't myself. But back to the feet. Yep. I spend times like there's been time I used to spend like 7-8 hours. 8 hours playing games in the chair, didn't get up, didn't even take a pee break, man. I held it. Don't hold your pee. When you gotta go. Don't hold it in.
It hurts you later in life.
But and so to the point I went. Now it was COVID, and I had to do it. My doctor, I had to show her my legs and my feet, and she's like, how long are you sitting in your game chair? Because she saw my game chair, and I told her sometimes I'll game for maybe about 7 hours straight, and I don't. What? You cannot do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. And so I stop now. I take breaks. I got an exercise bike over here. I'll run over, get on my bike. I'm
an
not
NFL player on the sideline, man.
Dude, it's right over here, dude.
You got a wind tunnel over there, the water cooler.
Bro, because it was a map for folks. It's bad when you do that. Because circulation.
Yeah.
Me being 48, me being my size and being stocky. I'm not skinny, guys. Like once upon a time ago, I was fit like Ryzak. I'm not fit anymore. And so and so you guys, please, when you're gaming long periods of hours, get up. Hey, Bruce. Guys, get up, take a break. You know, when you're at a baseball game and they do, when it's
Seventh inning
take
stretch.
me out to the ball and everybody get out and you stretch. You gotta do that. Don't sit and game. There's people that die. There's people that died. There's people that they have found that just game for hours.
Yep.
Junk food. Don't get up. Don't go to the bathroom. Just game straight. Drinking about. Oh my God. Here's what I used to drink about 4 cans of Red Bull or Monster energy drinks. Chug them down and game for hours. Not healthy, folks.
No, definitely
Hey,
not.
Bruce.
Yeah, I know that's been something that's been pretty big with you lately, especially with your knees and
My knees
and the other stuff that you've had
my
going
knee is
on.
bad. I have arthritis in my knees. I did a lot of sports when I was young, and I broke my ankle. I broke my leg. I've sprained my knees. Just being a dumb kid running in track.
Jumping from high distances.
Pole vaulted myself into the bleachers, but that's another story.
Wait a second. You used to be a pole vaulter?
Yes.
You used to ride the pole?
Yes. Oh, you shut up. I like that. You're so messed up.
I'm sorry. This is a serious conversation, but I had to slide that in there.
My coach Grant, Sherrod, we need a pole vaulter. I'm like, bro, I'm not a pole. All you do is just run, put the stick in the thing, and just go over the bar. Dude, I did
That's simple.
Bro, I threw myself over into the bleachers. I went across the track into the bleachers.
Sideways.
I went sideways.
Those dudes amaze the crap out of me, man. We just had the Olympics, right? The bend that they get on that bar and the just that pop that they get to get up and over and fall. And then the fall, and they showed one guy fall, he landed, and the pole came and he just snatched that thing out of the air like it was nothing. Like he knew everywhere he was, he knew what he was doing. It's amazing.
No, dude, I've had the bar in my mouth, and I went into the mat.
No comment.
I've hit my head. Shut up. I hit my head. I've landed. I said, there was one time, I don't even know how I did it. I didn't even land on the mat. I landed on the side of the mat. And I said, dude, I'm a sprinter. I'm a sprinter. I like to run. I can't do pole vaulting. I don't even like to do the damn triple jump, the long jump. I just want to run. I like to track.
It's not a sport that a lot of people want to volunteer to do. I remember for track trials, they had us all give it a shot. And I took that pole, and by the time I get there, I basically just put it down on the ground. They were like, all right, you're a high jumper. You go over there. I was like, I'll jump over a pole, but I'm going to do it on my own.
I was like, dude, I said, look, let me do the high. Let me just do the, just jump over the bar instead of using a damn stick. But, yeah.
No, it takes crazy coordination. Shout outs to pole vaulters.
Yeah, shout out.
Let me get us back to here. We kind of got off track.
That's what we did.
One of the things that this thing then went into, interesting side note, 76% of couples said that when they play together, it actually helps their relationship. Does your wife play games with you at all?
Bro, when we had the Wii U, I have to say that was her console that we actually played games with because it was more interactive. Right. And the kinetic. Because she was all about exercising and moving around.
Oh, the Kinect, the Xbox Kinect. Yeah.
Xbox Kinect, yes. Yep. And so we did the bowl. She loved the bowl, the Wii U bowl. She loved the dancing. She had this, what was it, the Zumba? What the hell is that thing? Zumba?
Yep.
Yeah, where you dance and stuff. I mean, that's what her thing. That's what she likes to do.
Yeah.
What up, SPG?
What up, William?
Love you.
So my wife actually, when we first got together, she hated video games. She hated the fact that I played video games. She was like, nope, I don't want you to play video games. I said, okay, I'll get rid of my video games. Got rid of my Xbox. OG Xbox. Got rid of it. Then all of my friends talked about, oh, we're playing this game. We're playing that game. My wife saw the look on my face. She saw the little kid inside of me that was just so disappointed because, little Timmy got the new shiny toy, and I had to sit there knowing that I couldn't get it like I was somebody's pet. And so she was like, all right, you can get games, but it's got to be games that I'm going to play with you. I said, fine, you name it, I'll get it. She said, I used to love playing Mario Kart. I said, done. I'll get a GameCube. Got a GameCube.
Nice.
By the way, Mario Kart Double Dash is an extremely underrated game. The fact that you could switch, I don't know if you played that when you had somebody riding on the back of the car too,
bro.
So you could switch them.
I got the arcade.
Yeah.
The arcade.
Yeah.
I remember that. The arcade.
Very underrated Mario Kart. The fact that I could pick up something and then switch characters and then pick something else up and have two things, it was clutch. But, oh dang, there you go.
So that's why I got to beat.
No, hey, hey, it happens, man.
Yeah,
I like that he wants to mess with you because my son and I are jokesters, so I'm constantly messing with my son. We're always pulling pranks on each other, so I find it funny when I see your son's head pop up behind the Genesis box back there.
You're gonna see it pop up in a minute.
So we get Mario Kart, we get the GameCube, we got Call of Duty for the GameCube, and it was awful. Because it's just not the same as playing it on an Xbox or a PlayStation. I mean, it was cool. Like, it was cool getting a move, but when all the next gen consoles of the time started coming out, you could really see the difference. And my wife was like, I'm making you play kiddie games, aren't I? I was like, well, yeah, but there's still games. And she was like, all right, get an Xbox. So Xbox 360 comes out. Get the Xbox 360. I get Call of Duty 2 for the Xbox 360. And my wife goes, I want to play. I want you to teach me how to play. I was like, are you serious? She was like, yeah. I was like, bet. So I teach her how to play. Next thing you know, we get ourselves a little group of people that are playing together all the time. And she starts playing more than me. I'm coming home from work. She's already there in the lobby with the friends playing. I'm like, wait, no. This is my thing. My gaming is my thing.
Right.
You want a game, you get your own Xbox because I'm not sharing it, Right. So we did just that. We got my wife an Xbox 360. So my wife is on one TV and I'm on the other TV in the living room. My wife is pregnant. We just got married and we're both playing Call of Duty. We're talking to each other in the room while in the lobby against people. So like I would die. I'd tell her where somebody was. She'd go get them. I don't care. Call it cheating. I don't give a shit. I did it with my wife. Cheated with my wife. So we have a great time. Call of Duty then becomes the game that we play. We have kids. Our kids get into gaming. Then something changed, and my wife didn't want to play games anymore. And so now it's just back to me and the kids. And my wife is like, I'm like, hey, try this game. I don't like that kind of game. Try this game. I don't like that kind of game. I just want to play Call of Duty. But then we get Call of Duty, and she doesn't want to play Call of Duty. So I've kind of given up on having hope that she's going to continue doing it with me, but I always try still because I have so much fun when she plays games with me. I wish I could get her to play the Stadia party games, like Cake Bash. I bought Cake Bash, had to play it. She didn't like it. Like I wish I could, get my wife to play, but does your wife play games? I think I asked that.
Yeah, you did, but here's a weird story. Okay. So when we go to Las Vegas, that's when I turn into the female, and my wife is the man. Because boy, when she hit that dice, she'd be like, "Here, blow on the dice," and I'm like, "Boom!" She's good at the tables. She's good at blackjack. She's good at she's a card player. I mean, I've seen her win. And I hate going to Vegas because I always lose my money. She always wins, and so. I mean, I've seen her win like $775, dude. And I'm like, I've been at the same effing machine, putting the same tokens in, don't get nothing. She sits down, boom, 777, and she wins. So she loves like the digital poker games and stuff like that. My
Jeff
wife
said Sierra is a much better gamer than SPG. And the SPG
Jeff,
says,
stop it,
my wife plays games, but sadly Tony Hawk's not on Stadia, or he'd be fighting her for the controller and the TV. That's pretty good, man. Yeah. Tony Hawk's a fun game.
I just recently pulled out one of my retro machines, and I was playing the Tony Hawk 1 and 2, and it just the soundtrack is amazing. It just brought back memories.
They got on Game Pass right now. What do they have? Skate 3, right?
Yes.
Is it Skate 3?
Yeah. Skate 3, I think it's Skate 3. I actually played a little bit of it, but I'm sorry, it's not Tony Hawk.
It's not.
It's not Tony Hawk.
It's not. Hey, Crow, what's going on?
Crow. Oh my God, guys, check out my Twitter page. I got a video of Crow on it. He's awesome.
So down here, getting back to this, marriages can also suffer, when one partner behavior issues that may stem from childhood trauma or bullying in particular. When it comes to video games, 50% of children say that they have been bullied while playing online games. And although 29% of them said that the behavior did not stop them from wanting to play games, the fact remains that bullying can have lasting effects. This kind of takes the conversation from the marriage piece and into the loved ones and the friends piece. And I wanted to kind of finish strong here because it was told to me before the stream that there were actually a couple of people that had some issues with some of this yesterday. Some of this trolling, some of this bullying. I know that my son, I told you, I went upstairs to check on him yesterday. He was in the middle of writing a report about somebody that was coming at him on Valorant. We all know how toxic Valorant can be. But, this goes back to the first episode, man.
It does. And like I said, man, different strokes for different folks. I can't sit here and tell somebody, hey, man, just shrug it off, because sometimes words can have effect on people and name calling, especially, I get it. I still get it. I still get people. I don't know what it is. Sometimes when I'm playing Red Dead on Twitch, I get some really mean trolls. Hell, you get some trolls in the game that just shoot you, But I'm like this, man. You know what? It's just somebody behind a keyboard, and I look at it like they're the ones that has the issues and the problems, and I just move along. My son, I've had to grab my son's headphones and tell somebody, yo, don't talk to my son like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you too big. All right, pick on somebody else's size.
And they're not very serious when they're doing it, right? But the hurtful nature of it can be seen as serious because, and the reason I say that is if I was to take that microphone and if I was to ask one simple question, you'd get a completely different reaction every time that you asked it. And does that make you feel good? Does it make you feel better that you just did or you said that to somebody? Because you're going to have people that are doing it for show and they're just going to continue to row up and try to say whatever they can. And then they'll turn that affection, or not that affection, but they'll turn that attention to you, right? As the person that's speaking to it, because they have that safe space. They have that microphone. They have that keyboard. They have, whatever they can use in that moment to try to make you feel bad. This person in particular the other day was just kept constantly telling my son, shut up, little kid, shut up, little kid. That's why you're 8, that kind of annoying type bullying where they don't want to let you get a word in and they just continue to egg on. They found a sensitive spot and they continue to put that finger right in that sensitive spot. I try to have that talk with my son, and I think other people need to have that talk. That's why I wanted to start these. I want to just be able to talk about it. Just talking about it might help somebody. Just talking about it might help all of us figure out better ways to cope with things and deal with things. Not everything is going to be the same for everybody. You and I both know that. You're going to get called different things than I'm going to get called. It's just fact. Well,
I've told my son also, get out of the chat. Or get out of that game and just go find another group of people to play with. Okay. Because you can find better friends. You don't need those guys. And you don't need that. And then I'm looking at Tyler, his messaging that he put in there, man. And I'm so sorry somebody, said that to you. But you gotta understand, Tyler, that they're the ones with the issues. They're ignorant. They're ignorant to say that. So they're the ones with the problem. And to say something like that just shows their maturity. And so sorry.
Proto here too. He says I can approve. I do get harassed when playing games. I get called names all the time, and it's kind of mean. Though I allow my personal friends to because we just mess around. That last part of your statement there can be taken differently too. I think we talked about that the last time we spoke, Ray. Because you and I we're infamous for the mama stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We attack each other on a level that we're both comfortable with.
Right.
But it can be confusing. It can definitely confuse us
because
we don't know what each other's doing, man. We don't know what's going on.
Well, some people have different cultures, different religion, different upbringing. And so me saying something about, just terrible, awful things I've done to Ryzak's mama. And people like, oh my God, how could you say that? How can you guys be friends?
Right.
And I've had people in my chat ask me, wow, you really hate Anthony. No, I don't love Anthony. He's like my brother, same thing with Ryzak. He's like my white brother from another mother. I love those guys. It's just out here we call it snapping, capping. If I didn't say stuff like that, then I wouldn't love you. It's just joking. But when you take it to a whole disrespect, like he knows I'm playing with him. He knows I'm joking, but sometimes some people go a little bit too far, too far.
Here's a comment from Tyler here. I remember when playing Overwatch on PC one time and someone was getting picked on. The guy said he was depressed and he still picked on him, and someone said to leave him alone. I mean, when, in my experience, again, bring that back up, not a doctor here, not trying to tell you guys what's right. This is my experience, is Ray's experience. People love to try to pile on where they feel there's a weakness. And if you come out and you say that you're going through something, people will interpret that as a weakness and they'll try to chime on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of the things that has helped me, I used to get bullied in high school. I was 4'10", 95 pounds when I started ninth grade. I grew from 4'10" my freshman year to 5'3" my sophomore year to 5'8" my junior year to 6'3" my senior year. So eventually, by the time I got to my senior year, those kids that were picking on me were now looking up at me, and it changed. Wow. In the beginning, they were looking down on me, and that's when they thought that they had the advantage, right? And so by the time I got to my senior year of high school, and I'm gonna get real here for a minute. What we perceive when we look at people is just that. It's a perception. There's a difference in what you see as somebody versus what you know of somebody. I get told a lot of things about a lot of people, online, offline, people that you don't know, people that you do know. I can't take what I hear as fact. So what I try to do is just be open-minded. It doesn't work for me all the time, but I try to be open-minded about things and what I hear about people. That perception thing can, oh, hey, Vet, that perception thing can get a little bit crazy because of that need to want to be right or to want to be better, the things that we talked about in the beginning. So by the time I got to my senior year, things changed. I was taller than people now. People had kind of grown up a little bit, but we always did the mama stuff, man. It was always the yo mama thing was big in the 90s. Okay. That's kind of always stayed with me and kind of been my way of joking about things because the way that I got comfortable with it was to just then make fun of myself. Now I'm not telling everybody to go and make fun of yourself. I don't want anybody to put themselves down. I'm not trying to tell you to put yourself down and make yourself feel better, but when you can have an honest conversation with yourself and say, I do this, I do that. It's not the conversation first. It's being able to admit that there is something. If you can admit that there is something first, you've already gone half the battle. Okay. Once you've admitted it, then when you can identify it, now you're even better on. And then when you can talk about it, you're even better than that. Right. So I had to kind of create that thick skin for myself. Because I was picked on so much freshman, sophomore, into my junior year. My junior year was kind of my dark era. That was my skater phase. And, I just, I didn't probably do things I was supposed to do. Demaculix, what's up? Hey, Ray, you might know Dem from somewhere, man. He's from the area here. So you guys might have crossed paths back in the day. I'm just saying.
Never know.
You never know.
Shout out to Demacula. I saw him on a podcast with Anthony Cowboy. Respect.
So level-headed, man.
Yeah.
So level-headed. I enjoy listening to him. I got to play with them the other night and talk too, so it was very cool. But all right, so got bullied. Get to senior year. bullying stops because I was able to kind of change the way that I looked at things, right? And then that just expanded into young adulthood. And then when I became a father, it was like, look, how do I want my son to get through this? So I try to take lessons that I learned and relay them through my son or through my daughter. I can't get into the space of my daughter as much as I can my son because I'm a guy and I'm not a girl, right? But I do know that there's things that she struggles with. I do know that there's people that pick at her. My daughter just ran for class secretary for the school year. She lost. The boy that she lost to, he then proceeded to write her and tell her that she was a loser and say all these things about her after she lost. Like, we're not going to stop bullying. We're not.
Right.
But if we can talk about tools and if we can talk about things that help others to cope with it and learn how to create that thick skin, create that wall, that's helpful. That's why I wanted to talk about it. That's why I want to talk about it the first time. That's why I want to talk about this time. My wife means the world to me. And when I heard my barber saying the things that she went through, I've often wondered if that was going on with me and my wife. There's been knockdown drag out sometimes about playing games or doing this or doing that. But it's changed a lot in the last 3 years, I'd say, for us. When we moved to North Carolina, it really started to change because we had so many things to do. There were so many things to occupy our time. My kids are older. We're in a new area. You know how beautiful it is here. I mean, there's so many things to do here.
Yes.
We go out to the mountains.
My
one way.
mama's
We go to
over
the
there.
beach. Yeah,
My
we go to the
mama's
beach.
over there.
Same distance. We go to the mountains. So we've got a lot of outdoors. It's just a good time for me. So if I can take a little piece of the things that I've learned, the things that I've been able to kind of adjust to over the course of my life and talk about it, and maybe it helps somebody, maybe it doesn't. But that's why you're here, because everything that I'm wrong about, you're supposed to be right about, and then we can really help. But
compromise, guys, compromise. You gotta, when you're in a relationship, it's 50-50. And honey, guess what, dude? Ryzak, you getting me killed. I do retro rewind. So I said, honey,
in an hour. SBG just reminded us.
Yes, honey, my good friend Ryzak has a show that's coming before retro rewind. So what are you saying? How long are you gonna be on your computer? Probably for quite a while. Retro rewind's like a 2-hour show. This might be a 2-hour show, so I'm gonna be gone for a long time.
Yeah, but
this is what we can do. When I get out, I promise to do this. I promise to do that. Next Sunday, I'm not going to be doing anything. We can go out. We can do something. There's a couple of horror movies that I wanted to check out. Maybe we can go do something. So we also got, just so you know, Ryzak, but with my son having ADHD and having epilepsy, we have this program. We've been talking to this one where they come in and they help you at your house. We get someone to come to your house and spend time with your child while you go out with your wife. Wow. And so they're trained to work with kids with special needs and stuff like that. She knows CPR. If my son was to have, a seizure or something, she would know what to do. And so I get to spend, there's days, 3 hours, sometimes 9 hours with my significant other, my beautiful wife, and go out and do stuff. So we're actually working with a group right now to do that. So,
yep. No, I saw Unitrix. I had it up on the screen earlier.
What did he say?
He says, my way of coping with bullying is probably not the right thing to do, but I just bully them back. Hey, sometimes you got to go eye for an eye, man.
Let me tell you something, man. When I was in the 4th grade, I had this kid who used to take my lunch money. Yes, he used to take kids' lunch money. He was taller than me. So then one day I said, you know what? Enough's enough. So I don't know what I did, but I took some pepper, salt, peppery. I took all my mom's spices and I put it in this little Ziploc bag, and I put it in my pocket. So the guy came up to me. I remember taking my hand and sticking it and grabbing a whole handful of the spices, mixtures of spices. He came up to me and I went in his eyes.
Magic man.
Then I kicked him in his stomach and I kicked him in his nuts. The teacher, the principal, they took us to the office, and I said kept bothering me. He kept taking my lunch money, taking my lunch. He was a bully, and I just had enough. And so I got to leave, and they talked to him. But I just had to stand. Sometimes you got to just stand up. But now, as a parent, I tell my son, because I don't want my son to get expelled or suspended from school. I say, go to the teacher, go to the principal, or go to whoever's in charge, and you tell them before. Now, if somebody grabs you, you got to defend yourself. If somebody grabs you, you know, or they do something, you do have to defend yourself. But if you can avoid all that, please go to your teacher. Please go to somebody and tell before you get do an altercation.
That's great advice. I line up with that too. I've told my son. My son has gotten hands put on him before, and he's pushed back. And the rule that we have in our house is that, look, I do not want you to get in a fight. If you have an adult that you can get to, then get to. But if somebody touches your face, now if somebody punches you in the arm, somebody punches you in the leg, and you can handle it, then handle it. But if somebody punches you in the face, it's a different story. Yeah. Nobody touches your face. Nobody touches your head. Nobody touches your brain. Nobody's around that. At that point in time, you're going to have to defend yourself.
I only got suspended once, guys, and that was because this guy, he kept picking on this girl, and he took a wad gun and he stuck it in her hair, and she was crying, and it made me mad. So I went and I pulled the gum out of her hair, and she still had the hair. I grabbed the guy by his neck and I made him swallow the hair with the gum. I said, swallow it. And I got in trouble. But I got mad because he was a bully, and I hate bullies. Mm-hmm. But I made him swallow a wad of hair and some gum.
There you go.
Yep. And me and that girl actually became boyfriend and girlfriend. But that's a whole nother story. Go ahead.
Nice. Look at you. Knight in shining armor. Who would have thought about it? Man. Well, it's tough, man. I've alluded to it on a couple of different talks that I've had, shows that I've been on, like the internet, social media. We are so connected now. I feel so fortunate to have been a child of the 80s, because I remember a time before. You see those things go around the, social trails all the time, right? Like, I remember we would all sit down to have dinner and the phone would ring, and you would fight to get up to answer the phone because you wanted to know who the hell's calling at dinner time. Like, nobody calls. It's, chances are I was like the vacuum salesman or something, right? But, everybody jumped to it. Now the phone rings and we avoid it. We ignore it. We're too connected. Everybody knows too much of what's going on in everybody's life all the time. We can't get away from it, because now it's become an expectation for work too. Yeah. Become an expectation, like, to have tracking devices on our phones so that we can see where our kids are. My kids go ride the bike, and I'm sitting there on the phone watching them, trying to make sure they don't get hit by a car or they don't get stolen. You know, man, my mom, when I was a kid, I'd be like, I'm going outside. She'd be like, you better be home before the light turns on. And let me tell you what, if that light turned on and I wasn't home, and I love hats. I love hats. I wear hats all the time. I just got out of the shower before this for mowing the grass, so I didn't want to throw a hat on. But my mom would literally take the hat off my head and beat me with it in front of people. Bruh. Beat me with it.
Bro,
I told you to be home before the lights came on. And I had to get up and I had to come find you. So now I'm really pissed off.
Yeah. Jacksonville, Florida, dude. Ray! And the lights came on. I ran and hid. I used to try and sneak in the window, dude.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Like,
who is the discipline? Your mother or your father?
I think it went both ways, to be honest. My dad worked a lot. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my dad. He always provided. He gave me the tools. He was a good role model in a lot of ways, that he gave me the good tools to become what I feel I am as a dad today. And that's not just necessarily from things that he did right. It's also from things that he did wrong. I'm able to identify that there's positives in both sides of that relationship, the good and the bad, and because it's helped form me into something that I want to be, somebody that I want my kids to look up to. I think one of the things that hurts me, there's so many thoughts that go through my head when I think about us having this. I was outside mowing the grass today, and I'm thinking of all these things. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to talk about that. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. Yeah, and then I forgot them all. And then they keep popping up in my head, but it's a totally different topic from what we were on. So I don't want to jump around.
Well, no, I mean, we letting people know about our upbringing. I mean, my mother was a school teacher. My dad was in the military. If I made my bed, my dad needed to bounce a quarter off the bed. I couldn't say, yeah, I had to say, yes, sir. My dad was extremely strict. He was a chief in the Navy. So, and my mom, she taught like first graders, kindergarten and first graders. And so, shout out. And there was the games, we had the Crips and the Bloods and all kinds of crazy stuff going on and drugs and everything like that. And I'm just glad that I never got into drugs. I never got into the games. I was really into just my games, man. If anything, video games.
And always trying to find out, like, remember like Game Informer magazine and, just any little pamphlet that you could get about it. It could be the sale paper for Toys R Us. And I'd be sitting in there reading that thing. Like what comes out, right?
Shout out to Jim. Jim is a bot. Dude, I think he's a super AI machine. I don't think he's a real person. I think he's an AI machine.
Yeah, I've said a couple of times throughout the week, Jim, fantastic job with the community championship. You're lucky that I suck at Bomberman, because I would have given you a run for your money,
bro. I love you, Ryzak, but I'm not. Jim would have killed you.
He would have.
Jim would have destroyed.
Because I'll tell you how this would have gone. Because I think I would have held my own in Outcasters. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I've made it very clear that I think I'm pretty good at Outcasters. Unitrix is better than me. Gem's better than me, but I'm pretty good at Outcasters. And depending on what the game mode was, I could have gotten lucky. Okay, so I feel like Outcasters would have been good. But then MotoGP, I would have been done. I'd have been done because I can't stay on the bike around the corners on MotoGP. He doesn't even play the game and flies through like
that. That's me,
master.
That's me in real life on a motorcycle, man. That's me in real life, and I've had some accidents.
I cannot play MotoGP. So,
yeah.
So that would have been it. I would have been done there anyway. But it was fantastic. You did a great job. Shout out to the summer community championships too, because Jack and Clive and John and MM2K and Dever and VV Plays.
VV Plays, yeah.
Shout out to Adam, Original Penguin, for hosting that final episode. It was fantastic. I'm super jealous of his stream setup too. I want to stop using StreamYard, man, but I'm not smart enough for OBS. So
oh my God, let me tell you something. If I can do OBS, you can do OBS, man. There's videos. Honestly, there's videos step to step to step, and that's how I learned, and I love it.
I'm self-diagnosed ADD. I can't. I started watching. I'm like, all right, dude, just show me what to do. Like, stop talking,
dude. Hey, you bet when you playing Riders Republic, please make sure you let me know because I will. Because yes,
it's gonna.
I got that. Oh my God, I can't wait.
Man, I still haven't got my email, man.
Wait a minute, it's tomorrow.
It is tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Yeah, I got mine.
I'm checking right now. Now that you said that.
I'm pumped up, man. I'm pumped up. I love me some Ubisoft.
Still haven't gotten it.
I got mine. Woo!
Bummers.
Check your spam. Check your spam folder. Check your junk folder.
True.
Check your spam and junk folder.
That's a good point. Riders Republic. I'm ready. Is that the only one you've had today?
What's that?
Coffee?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's large. Dude, I'm sipping. Because if I drink and go, I'll be like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
It's the age.
I got lucky with the game choices. He's good at every game.
Yeah. So, no. And then, of course, you saw where he was playing Rainbow Six because you got to play Rainbow Six with him, didn't you? Wasn't Jim on your team?
Excuse me. I was on Jim's back. Me and MM2K, we jumped on Jim's back. And I mean, he carried us. I think I got through that. I got 1 kill and maybe 1 trap. And then MM2K accidentally killed Jim. I was like, oh my God. And it was just me, MM2K in the room. MM2K ran out of bullets. What saved us was the bomb had went off. And the guy just like, he came in, I'm shooting. MM2K is like, oh no. And then the bomb went off. And that's how we won. And shout out to Grace, Yang, and the Stadia team. They did a fabulous job working with the community as well. Shout out to them.
I love that event. I love when Pika Pies does her Outcasters streams too. I wish that Outcasters could get a following back, man. It's such a fun game to play with people. I played it the other night with we had Antonio jumped in there, Unitrix jumped in there, nice. Anthony was in there, I was in there. Who else was in there? Was it Lord Vivek?
Yeah.
I think Lord
I'm
Vivek
gonna tell you, this is my prediction. I think the game is going to be Riders Republic, man. I think that's going to be the ultimate game where everybody's on whatever bike, rocket, skateboard, whatever. Everybody just, that's going to be epic. Yeah. That's going to be awesome. So I can't wait.
I'll call it right now because Unitrix just said if he was there, it might have been different, Jim, carrying you. I would love to see Unitrix. I would love to see Alex. Yeah. I would love to see Jim. Dre. I would love to see Dre. And Grace Yang form a team of 5 and play Rainbow Six Siege in a competitive tournament.
I
don't know if it'll happen. That's what I want.
Let me tell you something, man. There's some good guys out there because I seen somebody make a little hole and snipe me through the hole, through the wall, and poof, headshot. I'm like, how did that happen?
I am terrible at that game.
How?
Riders Republic will be great. Yes. So we'll have to get some community stuff going with that game. I think that's gonna be going. I think X Defiant is gonna be a good game. You got to play X Defiant. I got to play X Defiant. I know we can't talk about it, but I had a lot of fun playing it.
2 thumbs up. I mean, it's tough though, man. I'm not gonna lie. I died a lot of times.
Me too.
But it is fun.
It took me back to a while ago in FPSs. So that's good. The fact that it's going to be on stage is great for the platform. Free to play, great for the platform. So excellent. That's good. All right, let's do this. I don't know that we need to go the whole 2 hours. I don't want to oversaturate
because I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I can see you bouncing.
We got another show to do.
It's like another child for me over here.
I'm 48, man. I got a bad bladder.
Oh my goodness.
See, I had to pee when I was. My wife was like, "Do you take this?" And I was like, "Can you hurry up? Can you hurry up?"
I'll end this with a question. I'll ask you the question and let you answer it, and then I'll give my answer, and then we can chat.
Okay.
What can you do better for your significant other and your son? What can you work on to do better as far as gaming that you think would help your situation at home?
Probably cut back. The number one thing right now is my son's education. And helping my son with his homework. He's going to be doing projects. He's going to be doing schoolwork. So the number one thing is I want my son to go to college. I want him to play a professional sport. We got him in swim class. We got him also, I want to get him into football, not football, American football, but I want to get him into soccer.
Need to be back in North Carolina, man. We got a great, we got great youth soccer here.
Like his dad, playing soccer. And but just focus on my son. That's why I actually, guys, I got out of the corporate world. It was stressful. And that was another thing. We got another topic you can talk about is stress, because I used to work with HR and I used to meet with 2 different people who couldn't get along, and I had to be the moderator in between them and and talk to them, and we're talking like adults. Yep. And so that, and then just a lot of stuff is going on, man. A lot of stuff is going on. But once again, to answer your question, focus more on my children and my daughter. I got a 20. She's gonna be 21 November 15th, and I love you, Cynthia. I got a daughter and I got a son. I need to focus more on my kids, because I'm 48. I feel like I'm 80, and I ain't got life is short. So that's my focus.
Good. Yeah, no, I definitely think you've got to keep things in perspective, right? I'm at it kind of not the exact same, but kind of in the same time as you, as far as my kids. My son is 13, my daughter's 15, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. My daughter just went to her very first high school football game. She's a sophomore in high school. She missed an entire year due to COVID, right? Yeah. So it's going to be good for her to get out and do those things. It's going to be good for my son to get out and do these things. We've got soccer coming back up. They're practicing now. Games will be starting soon. We've got ice hockey season that's coming up in the fall. We're going to be busy. So keeping things in perspective, how important is what I'm doing here compared to how important it is that what they're doing, right? Because I don't want to miss memories. That's a big thing for me. I don't want to miss memories. I want to be there. My son just got braces a couple weeks ago. I took off work. I told
Holy cow, my son's got to get braces.
Dude, I told work, I said, look, it may not be that important to some, but I want to be there with my son when he gets his braces. It's one of those life things, Yeah. So I did. So keeping things in perspective, I see a trend of me in getting more into the creation than the gameplay. And there's some people out there that are really, really good at playing these games. I'm not. I love playing games, but I don't know.
Enjoy it. Look,
sure, absolutely. But like I love Game Over. I love the No Yes Men show. I think if you've watched it the past couple of weeks, you've seen it's kind of taken a little bit of a turn. It's not as crazy as it was those first couple of weeks. I think that was by design. I think the last Quality Conversation helped that out an awful lot because amongst the three of us, amongst Anthony, Jeff, and myself, we had some talks, in our chat about some things. So that was good. I really enjoyed doing this here. This is great. I enjoy being able to be a part of Retro Rewind with you guys when you do that. And so I'm having fun doing these talks and I'm having fun with that stuff. And I think that'll probably tend to be a little bit of what I do more. I really want to get involved in a tournament. I got to
sponsoring a tournament or being in a tournament.
No. So one of the things with the Summer Community Championship was that I got to commentate on other people's gameplay.
You did it. And I was watching you with you and your little inside your little TV box. Mm-hmm. I thought you did a hell of a job.
Thanks.
Hell of a job.
I really enjoyed doing it. Almost so much so that I wish I would have done that instead of playing it.
I could definitely see that. Well, man, you know what? Esports is huge. Mm-hmm. I think that you were basically just like a sports commentator, just saying what was going on, and I was like, wow. And you were playing the game as well, so I think that's something down the road with cloud gaming would be awesome.
No, I put out a couple of tweets last week about a new idea that I'm working on. I want to know people that are putting gameplay up. So this is my public shout right now for all of you. If you can help me by sharing this right here, I want to be able to share multiple gameplay captures at the same time while I talk about it. And I want people's gameplay to get put out there. I don't know if it'll work or not. I know that there's some things there, legally, like I can't take somebody else's stuff and stream it and this and that without permission. But people that are maybe using the stream share, but they don't want to do their face or they don't want to do their voice, like those types of people that are good at games or they do something really cool in a game and they want that to be seen, let me know about it, because I would love to sit there and just talk about other people playing. I find more joy in that than actually showing somebody me playing the game. It's more personal for me, the gameplay. Like I did Young Souls the other night, right? And it's a great game, and I was like reading through it, and I was trying to do my best Rock impersonation. I'm nowhere near Rock.
Shout out to Rock.
Rock's voice is amazing. I love Rock's voice. But I've had more fun playing the game just laying up in bed on my phone than I did actually playing it on stream. So something that's a little bit different for me, but keep it in context, man. Keep it in context. Man, we had a lot of people that came in and out today. That number's been going all over the place today. So
hey, I appreciate it. And then, and the video is going to be watched because I know a lot of people are doing other shows right now. That's another thing. I can't, there's so many, like Meg and Vet and Lee and Dave and Anthony. I can't watch everybody's shows, so I have to go back and watch it. No,
it's
when I'm in the bathroom.
That's more the reason why I would love to take people's gameplay and stuff and kind of put it out there even further. Use what little bit I've built up so far to help promote other people. I miss your Monday night show, your SBCN show, where you used to talk about everybody in the SBC and kind of do like a weekly roundup. I do miss that because it was great.
You know what, man? But the next day I'll be tired.
Oh, I know.
Tired. And there's another thing, dude. I'm missing out on. I'm a gamer. There's so much when you're doing all the creating the content and streaming. You're missing playing games, and the backlog is just getting crazy. So, and
then what does that affect? That affects the relationship at home.
Damn right, because I'm sitting here, dude. I'm like,
now you're doubling your time,
bro. All my heroes in Marvel Avengers, they're all lower level. So when I play with Anthony, who's like a 200 and something level, and my guy's like 20, it's like, dude, you can't play the stage with us, man. You're so low, man. So I'm trying to build like my Black Widow now. I'm building up, and my Captain America I'm trying to build up.
Yeah.
So
it is a great game. If you haven't played Avengers, it's a lot of fun. You gotta, like any good storyline game though, you got to get into it a little bit before it starts to become really fun. Once you unlock Iron Man, totally different ball game. All right, totally different game.
Yeah, I got really cool free skins too, guys. Check your free stuff too. There's a lot of free stuff that you get.
Always, all those DLCs are free.
Yes.
So awesome job by them on that. If anybody, if you've got a story, don't be afraid to share it. If you've got something going on, don't be afraid to talk about it. I think that Ray and I will keep doing these every once in a while. Hopefully we can bring back Lee. Lee, if you watch this back, I'm so sorry I didn't invite you. I don't even know why I didn't. So hopefully everything's going okay with you. And yeah, me, this guy over here, I'm the jerk. But it's always good to sit down and just talk about some things that people may have going on. Maybe somebody doesn't want to talk about it, but they just want to listen. You don't have to always talk about it. But
I get tired of doing shows and debating on speculations and arguing with people, on stuff. I like this. I like to just be calm and respectful and having, just a nice one-on-one and just opening yourself up and stuff like that. When are you going to invite me to have a quality conversation? You know what? He should be on the next show. He should be on the next show. He should be on the next show.
We'll do an Oreo cookie. I'll put me in the middle.
When am I gonna? Hey, I'm a huge fan of Big Mike and Little Ant show. You did the What If. I would have loved to have been on What If because I saw Captain Carter and the Star-Lord, which was an excellent episode. You guys got to check it out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Damn it, Tom. That's the alarm clock. I guess it's time. But everybody, thanks for joining us today for this quality conversation. I hope it was a quality conversation for you. I know it's always a quality conversation when I get to talk to Ray. Thank you for thanks for accepting my invite. Yeah, no, thanks for accepting,
brother. And even though I'm still messing with your mama, there's no hard feelings or anything like that. I still respect you.
I appreciate that because I'm real close to your mom right now, literally in miles.
Dude, my mom lives like she's over where you're at, man. And like
I know.
All I want to do when I go back to North Carolina, I do want to see the Canes. I want to get some barbecue people, like a real barbecue sandwich. Oh man, and a Carolina hot dog. If you guys don't know what slaw hot dogs are, you're missing out.
I'm almost there.
My
wife's like, my wife just came in. She came in the window of the office. She was like, "Are you still streaming?"
Look, I'm watching my wife behind me, and she's like a Shark Tank, and I see her. She's circling like a shark, man.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, well, let's wrap it up then. Thank you all so much for coming out. Be sure to join us next time we do this, and He's Ray3473. Find him YouTube and Twitch and Facebook and everywhere else.
Retro Rewind, folks, is in a half an hour. That's on Stadia Pro Gaming's channel. We got JD, we got Josh. We're talking about comics, retro comics, and retro Marvel DC video games.
That's right. And I'm going to be there too. So.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah. If it ain't him, it's his mama that's with me. One or the other.
Oh, this is awful. This is awful. You guys have a good rest of your Sunday. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you soon. Take care.
Peace.